I personally prefer my books to be first over third perspective. Can we see how pretty this is, by the way? It's all fine, okay? From the jar. Hello lovely bookworms, I'm Esmay from Paradise Pages on Instagram and also on Twitter, and welcome to the April round of Game of the Books. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my April TBR. We've once again rolled, and yeah, I'm not going to talk too much. We're actually going to go into the board. The rules are still the same. I think I actually am explaining it a little bit because I forgot which was which. It's all fine, okay? Anyway, let's just start with roll number 1. So hello and welcome back to the Game of the Books board. Today we are doing my April round. April? We're doing April already. Wow, that is incredible. The 4th one for the year, and nothing's really changed. I am not completely certain which color I chose last time for past TBR, but I'm just gonna do green physical TBR. Red, which is the second color on the card, is going to be my past TBR, so anything that's been on the TBR before, and then blue is going to be whatever I want. Yellow, of course, is a wild card. I have my trusty little elephant here that I got from Femke, by the way, years ago, fun fact, and my D20. So without further ado, let's start with roll number 1. Roll number 1 is a 5. Let's see if I can see a 5. Let's put it there. 5 is a green, so that means green physical TBR. We just need 1 card. Read a book with a black cover. That should be fine. All right, number 1. Okay, so roll number 1 is a green, and that is green. Read a book with a black cover. And for this one, I had to choose between quite a couple that I really wanted to read, but there is one that has been that has been on my TBR for quite a while. I think I bought it when it first came out, and it's one of my insta-buy authors, so I think it is high time that I pick up this book, and that is A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faizal. I know that this is quite blue, but this is definitely black, and also the inside is definitely black, and this is also definitely black. So I think that prompt is fulfilled. Can we see how pretty this is, by the way? The little, oh, I love it. It matches my nails, fun fact. It matches my nails very perfectly for this month. So I'm quite happy that I'm putting this on my TBR. So this is, I think, about a woman who either works or owns a tea shop. And in this tea shop at night, there's vampires. They're all different kinds of creatures, I think, coming in this shop. And yeah, I'm just, yeah, she has a prestigious tea room transforms into an illegal blood house by night, catering the vampires feared by society. So I'm really excited to see what this book will contain. I'm not sure if it's a standalone, by the way. Let me quickly check that. Goodreads has this amazing feature, which is definitely old. It's been there for a while, but to scan your books, it helps loads if it works. Tempest of Tea. What is not? A Steeping of Blood is the second one. Is that coming out? Oh, the 25th of December this year. And it's the conclusion. This is a duology. So yeah, I hope I'm going to be reading this soon, and we'll see how the month will progress of this book number 1. Let's then immediately move on to roll number 2. Moving on to roll number 2, which is 15. 15 plus 5 should be 20, which is a blue. Blue being whatever I want it to be. Read a seasonal book. So that means we are into the springy vibes. That is actually really good because that is something that I'm really in the mood for. So that's number 2. Rule number 2 was a blue read a seasonal book. And I am quite difficult with seasonal books besides Christmas. Christmas and winter are easy to find, but I think spring is more of a feeling than anything. I went through a couple of spring recommendation videos, but it was either books that I had already read or very much romance books. So I don't own a lot of romance books, but I had one in my collection that I've been meaning to read, and I figured it's a romance book, so it's probably quite springy, and it also has definite spring colors. So that is Check and Mate by Ellie Hazelwood. I actually read her other book, which is right here, The Love Hypothesis, a while ago, and I fell in love with romance mostly because of that book. So this one is shorter by a definite amount, I think, as you can see. It's a different formatting. This one's a lot floppier, which is nice. And I decided to put this on my TBR for this month to have it as a seasonal read. It's one of those really floppy books, which is nice. I think I bought this in a tiny store in Daventry, actually, during Bookmarked, if I remember correctly. I'm just curious to see what this is about. I think it's two competing chess players, if I remember correctly. You know what? I'm just not going to read it. I'm going to go into it, and I'll update you probably in my reading vlogs, which I am picking up again very soon. Moving on to roll number 3. Roll number 3. We should be easy to add it up because it's 20 plus 4 is 24, and that is a wild card. So that is definitely something that I needed for this month. So number 3 is a wild card. So roll number 3 is a wild card, and I definitely needed that because there's one book that I want to take over from last month. It was actually my TBR jar pick, and that is The Murder Game. It was either The Murder Game or, I think it's also right here, Like a River Glorious. But I have not started Like a River Glorious at all, and I have read a little bit of this book, and it's intriguing. So I've decided to carry this over. I'll just clean that later. This is about I think it's a sanctuary, or it was a sanctuary. It was a farm, and then the farm was turned into a hotel, and the hotel's tanking, and so they host a murder party, which is supposed to be party, but then someone actually gets murdered, and it gets into all kind of different things. I don't know that much about it. Again, I'll update in reading vlogs. It is currently approximately at the end of March, so this is definitely going to be mostly read in April, but that is book number 3 and my wild card. Moving on to roll number 4. Moving on to roll number 4. I think we should be good with surpassing 63 for this month at least. That is 12. Can we focus? I think it is focus. Is it focusing? Come on. There you go. 12. Should be 26, right? Yes. 26, 36. Wow. Counting is definitely not my forte. It's a blue, by the way. Read a book with, I'm pretty sure we've already had this card. Read a book with immortal characters. I'm allowed to pick one, so I'm gonna take this one out and go for another one. Read a popular book. Okay, I think I can do that. Okay, so for roll number 4, we have another blue and blue read a popular book. And for this one, I had a couple of picks, but there was a couple of picks that I was not in the mood for. So I was thinking Iron Flame, but Iron Flame is quite big. It's been a while since I read Fourth Wing, but I should continue that. I was thinking the Darker Shade series, but I'm not sure I'm in the mood for that either. So I decided to go for one that I saw a while back, and I feel like has been picking up sort of steam along the way, and that is none other than One Dark Window by Rachel Gillick. I have heard incredible things about this. It's quite sinister, if I remember correctly, and something that immediately drew me to this is that when I read the first sentence, it says, I was 9. I was 9. That sounds weird, but it is in first perspective. I personally prefer my books to be first over third perspective reads. So this is going on my TBR as book number 4. Moving on to hopefully the final roll. And then moving on to roll number 5, the final roll. 11. 11. There you go. 11 should be 47. Right? Another wild card. It is indeed 47 and we're ending this with another wild card. That is brilliant. I really needed that. So for roll number 5, we have another wild card and I'm really excited about that. So I could go for the other one from last month that I didn't finish, but I decided to go for a different one. I read Anna James's The Book Wanderers quite a while ago, and I think that was one of the most magical reads I've ever read, and I'm deciding to pick up the sequel, which is Pages & Co. Lost Fairy Tales, again by Anna James. This is the second book. I think it is quite a large series, but what I love about this is that it also has these very beautiful illustrations in them, and in general this is just a very magical middle grade, so I'm beyond excited to dive into this one for the month of April. Okay, so those are all of the books that I rolled for this month, and from this month onwards I want to add something else at the end to sort of get a 6th book. So let me explain a bit. If I'm doing a buddy read, that will take my 6th place. I will not try to incorporate it into my regular TBR to sort of give myself a little bit of boost. I'm either going to add a wild card if you know, I don't get one during the game, or if all other ones are fulfilled and whatever, or, and that's what I'm going to do this month, I'm going to add a little paper from the TBR jar. So that said, I'm going to do that. The reason why I'm doing that is because I haven't had the TBR jar this month, and I want to see if I can keep pushing out my physical TBR, considering I do want to shuffle books and then maybe sell a couple or donate a couple and then get some new ones in. So I'm gonna take 2 pieces of paper from the jar and I'm gonna choose one of them. So let's just shuffle. Also, the reason I'm doing this is because when I do my reading journals, I have 6 places and I kind of want to have all 6 filled so I can at least shuffle, you know? All right. I put a River Glorious back in, by the way, not the Murder Game, considering it's still my TBR. Right, let's scooch a little bit closer. Hello. First paper. I can't see. Is it upside down? I don't know. The Trader's Blade. I think this is Sebastian de Castel. I think there was, oh, are we? There you go. Let's get it. It is a white book, I am pretty sure. Yes, it is. Trader's Blade by Sebastian de Castel. Sebastian de Castel. I don't know much about it. The only thing I know is that JD Ray is obsessed with this, which is why I at some point I think acquired it. Did I buy it? Was I gifted it? I don't know. There's not a paper in here that it was gifted, so frankly I don't remember. But I've heard great things about it. Great coats. It feels very urban fantasy, so I'm not sure I'm in the mood for that. I'm rarely in the mood for urban fantasy, so I might just have to push myself, but that's the first option. All right, getting out my 2nd piece of paper. Let's shuffle it well. I am scared. This is weird, isn't it? I'm scared some things are falling out. Let's see what the second one is. Let's go all the way down for once and get the very, this is not helping, the very final piece. I cannot open these to save my life. Ooh. The House in the Cerulean Sea. This feels like fate, because I actually took this out as a seasonal pick. I think I might have to push myself. I'm gonna go for, oh, what am I gonna go for? Okay. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. So on the one hand, I have conspiracy theories. This is a standalone, so that is nice. So either one of these. First person. This is now how I decide books, apparently. This is first person. Okay. Okay. What about this one? This is not first person. I already saw it, I think. You know what? I think both of these have been on my TBR for a long time. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm gonna go for the Cerulean Sea. I'm calling it. I'm gonna go for this one because it is very a springy book. A very springy book. So that is gonna be the 6th one. You're going back on your little shelf to gather dust. So I have my little stack here. I feel like this stack is not as much of a stack as some other months are. So I have the Tempest of Tea, Check and Mate, The Murder Game, One Dark Window, The Lost Fairy Tales, and The House in the Cerulean Sea. Let's see how this will go. We'll probably start with The Murder Game because I have already started it, but that is my pile for the month of April. That said, those are all of the books for the month of April. I can't imagine we're already in the 4th month of the year. That said, there is going to be a wrap-up of the books I've read in the first 3 months, and I think I'm going to do that from now on. So January to March, then April, May, June, you know, that kind of, so 4 every year. That's basically what it's going to be, at least I think it will be. So that said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's any books on my TBR that you've read or want to read, or if you have any recommendations or things you want to read. I always love to know what you're up to. That said, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and press the little bell icon so you get post notifications every single time that we post. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!